Welcome to the Kaizorian experience. Over here, we're going to be talking about everything African. We're going to be having debates, discussions, entertainment, as well as learning about business, art, history, and everything in between. Cultural, tribalism, and everything. We're going to be out here debating with some really interesting stuff. So like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe for the best experience ever. This is the biggest channel on the Afrosphere. So come and join the team, become a Kaizorian, and join the Kaizorian Empire. I universally exist within myself, within this premise, and I exist within this bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like the blue in the sky. I'ma fly like bird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma throw my bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fight like bluebird in the sky. I'ma eat like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Back again like the second coming, strumming my vocal cords like the hummingbird in the sky. Y'all can't deny this. Real rap lyrics, it's like I ain't got no rhyming through the sky limit. What is skin tone, shade of color, but a parallel form of frequency like a ringtone on your phone. Melanin expression, tied up in the universe, feeling like God's. Is this really us? Is it serious? Is it really wrong to be diverse? I'm a divergent, immerse myself like an ocean beneath this waves. Be a divergent, born to be different. Indigo child, wild like canary, born to be a bluebird in the sky. Flying high like a bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Everybody scream bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. Everybody, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like born black, sweet like a berry. Flying high, so high like a canary. Scary with my hoodie on, hating on my vibe on the street. That you'll be feeling my frequency of the song. But I know that I ain't never ever gonna be ever the same. But I know. Shalom, mother loving one. What's good? Dusties and gentle Dusties out there. Today's show is gonna be titled Black Hair and Cosmetics Owned by Asians. This man choked black women. Do black men need to do more, right? This is what we're talking about, right? Earlier, we talked about the Somali girl, right? Ro Bashe, who claimed that black men were not protecting her, but it turned out that it was all fake, right? So we'll leave that story there for a second. Now, what's happened in the UK, in Peckham specifically, just a couple hours ago, or rather more or less 24 hours or more ago, is that a black woman was attacked by a store owner in a black hair beauty shop, right? But we know all the black hair beauty shops are owned by the same people, right? We're talking about Indo-Pakistanis, right? These are Pakistani men and Indian men that control these black beauty shops, right? So what happened is a lady was in there, and of course the guy believed that the lady stole money from that area. So what happened, unfortunately, is the guy obviously grabbed her and did a chokehold on her, right? Remember that I can't breathe stuff that happened in America? Something very similar. So yeah, without further ado, guys, I will be sharing the videos and we'll begin the conversation. Hopefully, you guys have got something to say over here. But anyways, I'll go through the comment section quickly before we begin. So shout out 5 Point says, Kaiser cook these FBA. Shout out to you, 5 Point star. It seems FBAs or that might be Caribbean women getting choked out by that white guy again. Shout out to you. Zulia says, I know this is gonna descend into bashing black Caribbean in the UK, but she is black Brit, and least we forget the Notting Hill murderer earlier this year was done by an African immigrant. Over there, Zulia is already striking back against the anti-Caribbeans, right? And we got obviously Caesar here saying Caribbeans and African beef in the UK, crazy. over there, right? Beb Rodriguez says, just thinking, can blue blood flying range go as high as Mount Kilimanjaro? That's a great question, right? Because Mount Kilimanjaro is a mountain of God, right? Shout out to you. That changes everything. Yeah, Peckham. Anyways, yeah, let me start sharing the videos and then we'll begin the conversation. We'll see what's really been happening over here in the UK, right? Because I don't think I do that much content on this, but I found this dropping kind of crazy, right? I saw what happened to our people, and guys like Kaiser was like, nah, this is not right. But anyways, we'll see who's at fault. We'll analyze it. But I do think black men generally need to be doing better. Why is it that our women's hair shops are not owned by us? Trust me, black man would not have done that to a black woman, right? Put his hands on her, choking her, whatever it was. He would have called the police if he believed she was stealing. But this whole business of thinking it's okay to choke women over there, that's definitely insane. That's a Patel kind of stuff, right? That's all I'm saying. So sometimes I do believe, right, as a community, especially as black Brits, we're definitely failing our women, right? We should have been the ones to own that store. Because I remember when I used to live in London a little bit, right? London's expensive, so I didn't used to live there much. But what I did realize is that a lot of the businesses are actually owned by Asians, right? I'm talking about Pakistanis and Indians. I'm talking about black hair beauty shops. So it was kind of perplexing when I saw this. It made me kind of think, what's wrong with our people? Our men. I blame the men, right? Because men are the ones who are supposed to be going out there and building, right? When women don't build, it is what it is, right? But when men don't build, that's a failure of a society, of a whole community. So, yeah, that's just something I've always kind of held strong, specifically men. Beverly says she was stealing nothing. She was getting a value for non-refundable items. So F Curry. Oh my God. Okay.
He is released, and the rest will be made.
Yeah, so some of the videos are not sharing in the usual way. So give me a second. I'm gonna share it through a slightly different way. So just give me like a minute or something while you wait, because my usual sharing ways is gonna take a couple of seconds. Yep, that's true, 100%. Zulia says, I found out that she was refused an exchange and was offered some store credit. So she took the item. I see. It says, you heard this way all the way from Kenya. Lol. 2 weeks equals no commerce. Interesting. Yeah. So I'll be sharing the videos in a second, guys. Bear just a second with me while I do that, right? Okay, I think one video is ready.
Fucking police! Call the fucking police! Call the fucking police! This is what this is, babe!
I will call the police.
Babe, this man put his neck on me! This is man on me!
So that's the first video there, right? As you can see, the sister is out there saying this man is strangling me, right? Call the police. It's really strange for a black person to reach the point whereby they're the ones saying call the police. Something must have gone that's extra, right? Obviously, this situation. Now, people are talking about exchange of items. I don't know the full story yet. I can't give the full story because I don't know it. All I can give is my commentary on what I think went wrong. And I believe that this is mostly an issue of black men, right? As I said, we don't actually own these businesses. Now I'm gonna just show another video where you can actually see the man choking her. So you clearly see that this was unequivocal. Because even if he thinks she was stealing, whatever it is that he was thinking, putting her hands over this black woman, that's the part where everything just goes all awry. Yeah, Audrey, exactly. This is what happening to the black Brits in the UK. Little curry man is doing this to them, man. That is insane. But like I said, why are they in a curry man's business shop? And why is this for real though, guys, right? Are black people so unable to, create community that they have to go to an Asian shop, right? They have to get hair products from an Asian shop. I don't get it. You as black people should have created your own business whereby you don't need to go to another man's community in order to get your hair product. The fact that he knows your hair product more than you do is the most embarrassing part of all of this situation. Yeah, Dora, give me a second, guys. I'm just looking for the video where it actually shows the abuse, because obviously, um, what I'm saying is it's gonna hit harder once you see the man, put our beautiful sister over there in a chokehold, man. Right? It's not right at all. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the video to clear through. Audrey says, "Wow." Zulia says, "Doesn't even sound hood." Caribbean Brit, go darling, bro. She stole. Yeah, but Asians don't play with women. Yes, we are. Yeah, no, look, we don't know if she stole, right? All I saw in that video is her taking something and walking towards a certain direction. I don't know the full story, so I can't say that she stole or not, right? I'll share the video in a second of the alleged crime. Oh yeah, I found the video actually. Yeah, this video is disturbing actually. Shout out to the video, man. Now that I'm looking at it again, it does definitely look mad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, video be looking mad, right? Definitely not gonna lie there. But anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna share the video right now, right? You guys tell me, this is a Peckham Hair Cosmetic CCTV over here. And also, you guys make sure you shout out, hit the like, send a super chat if you can, or share it with your family and all that kind of stuff. Bedroget says, Kaiser, why don't we own these businesses? Indo-Pakistanis and rice. Yeah, exactly. It's East Asians and Southeast Asians who own all these businesses. It's insane, bro. It's a lack of communal community. That's what it is. Remesu, shout out to you, my Kalenjin brother. She went in there to return stuff, but the shop did not accept returns. But instead, she decided to go there and steal from the shop. Oh, I guess maybe she wanted to go and exchange it or something for something else. I don't know the full story, man. Anyways, guys, let's watch this video right now, and then let's see what they're saying right now over here. Right, this is a CCTV camera. Let's go ahead and see it. So as you can see, there's two people there. Clearly, they're shopping, and then we're gonna see the black woman come out in a couple seconds into the screen. So far, it's just two women. They look kind of brown, so maybe Asiatic over there, right in the screen so far. Okay, it's gonna be okay. We see the curry man there, right? He just entered into the screen. Okay, we can see the curry man there, right? He's there. He's looking at a product or a phone. I think it's a phone. Okay, we see a black woman. She just comes out of scene, and she comes there walking really fast, right, or running. Let me just take it back so that we're all on the same page, right? Okay, so the black woman comes
Kaizo,
out.
I know the story. Can I explain it to the people?
Give me a second. Let me just finish this video, then you can tell us all.
Okay. My point of view. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so she comes in there. She's holding something. Looks like a weave or something. Oh yeah, it looks like a weave. She seems like she's trying to leave the store. Oh shit! So the guy. Wait, hang on. This is the black woman is lucky that the CCTV caught that, right? The guy put her hands. I believe the guy puts her hands first, right? Let's see. Wait, no. I think he just pushed her. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, the guy did push her first. Oh shit! Oh yeah, this guy's gonna get some crazy ass fines, man. He's gonna have to pay for that because that is crazy. What he did
Kaiser,
there right in the back chat?
Kaiser,
That's crazy.
you know something?
Yeah.
She got arrested for attacking, putting on the guys. Like she put on like she touched him first, and she slapped him with her nails, like with these insane nails. And the police had the evidence. Hey, can you mute, brother? Yeah. This woman was trying to refund what she bought, and she couldn't because the store didn't allow her. And what they did is the guy is trying to stop her because she went in the store and she grabbed the item that she want to refund with and leave the other item, and they didn't accept it. The guy stopped her. What happened was she gets arrested for touching the guy first. The guy is like, I don't think he's using a bigger force as she's using harsher force, but the guy, the worst thing the guy does in the video is he just grabs her throat, bro. Like he just grabs her throat, and And people saw that first clip, and people think that the guy was in the wrong, but the woman is in the wrong because she didn't listen that the item cannot be refunded, and she left she's trying to leave the store with the stolen item that she didn't pay for. African people don't get this. They're too emotional. They just see one clip and they say the guy is in the wrong. The guy is just defending the business. You won't see that many people doing that. Immigrants, you can't steal stuff from immigrants, bro.
But isn't that why we have police and school security and shit like this? Like, if that was a white Englishman, I tell you that right now, and you're right, they'll call the police. You know what I mean? And that type of uncivilized, Arab mentality is not acceptable in the West.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're Arabic. They're Pakistani,
Yeah,
Indian.
Same
anyway,
thing.
it just means that more Islamic sort of you can put your hands on a woman stuff. Now, okay, so let me.
Guys, nobody said that Islam makes you put
So
on your
listen,
hands on a woman.
guys. Why are you defending a violence? That's assault, man. And your narrative. Hello, yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
But first,
I'm hearing you, brother.
yeah. Your narrative is a lie. Is a lie. It is a lie. She was never arrested. She went in there for a refund, and obviously, one thing led to another. Then she grabbed the exchange and all that, and she got throttled. You don't have any right whatsoever to throttle even a man or a woman or a child. That's criminal. You don't throttle people. So why are you defending him?
No, I'm not defending him. I think he used bigger force when he grabbed her throat. I don't think that's unnecessary.
No,
He
even
could've
if
just-
the woman had hit you, yeah, that's why you have the police. And that store, I'm very familiar with that store. They have a security. You could just lock her in, or
Yeah,
just allow
but-
the police to do their job. How about if that woman was has got health issues, and when she was throttled, she slumps and dies. That's murder, bro.
Yeah, but you coming from a different point of view and different culture. Maybe in this guy's mind, it's normal the women that put a hand on him first to give the force the same reaction back.
Pakistani males, I'm sorry, yeah, do not understand that you need to respect a woman. I'm saying that to you. They do not understand respect for women. And that's why he's gone that far to throttle her. He's
I'm
wrong.
sorry, brother. Can I ask you a question? How you react to that? Because that guy reacted with he didn't think before. He just reacted with anger
But that's wrong.
and
No, that's wrong. He should know. He should know better. See, listen. If this matter should go to court, he's going in for it. Trust me.
look. He grabbed her throat with two hands. That's just unnecessary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he's gonna go in for it. He'll be lucky to
I
this
don't
is the
think
video. Let me-
police has arrested. I don't know. I don't know if they arrested.
No, look
him.
at it. This is the video. Look at this, right? This is actually how deep he went for this. This is obviously physical assault. She could file the charges. Look at that. She's actually no. That is actually crazy. You see what look what he's doing
Disproportionate.
to her neck. Look at
Even
that.
despite the fact that a woman may have hit him, okay, which she can plead what's it called? What's the word now?
Wait, guys, is this the UK?
The thing is that you can't throttle anyone, be it a woman, a man, or a child. You can't do that, bro.
I don't think you shouldn't do this. Oh my God, they had a protest.
Yeah, of course they had a protest. Actually, the police
No
responded. Let's see what the police
way,
did.
bro. That wouldn't happen
what the
where I
police did.
live. They
No, that's
wouldn't allow that.
let me
The
tell
one thing
you
I will
that
say
shop
on
is
behalf
not.
of the community is I'm very disappointed that it's come to this because there are probably multiple instances in which things like this happen and a protest, it doesn't come because it doesn't go viral and then she is left arrested and he is left up there comfortable. It shouldn't take all of this. You guys keep crying, not you specifically, but the police keep crying they want trust from the black community and it takes all of this to do the very, very basic of actions. We're supposed to have faith in the police as a system to enforce the law, to act with authority and in an instance, equally, but in an instance of clear violence. It doesn't matter the rest of the context. And again, this isn't at you specifically. This is at you representing the police. We shouldn't be able to watch a violent attack on a black woman and then hear later, not only is there not an apology, not reparations, not compensation of some sort, but she's actually been arrested and the perpetrator is at home.
Yeah,
It shouldn't take all of this for the police to do their job, and that's my point.
Wait, Kaizo, I feel like the shop will lose business and they're probably going to fire this guy.
Not just
the
lose business. The community has refused to shop there anymore.
Not only losing business, they are going to be targeted. See,
It's
that's
gonna
the
get
middle of Peckham.
prosecuted. Yeah.
No, that's middle of Peckham. I used to live in that neighborhood.
And the woman
many
gets
years ago.
arrested. That's bad for the store, you know, because the community will hate the store and they will see that the system actually choose them. You know, the system actually chose them to be the right situation. I think I feel bad, man, for the business. They probably have to move to a different location.
No, they've got several stores.
And
You know?
yeah, I don't think they're gonna hire that guy. That guy just used, like, as a man, you shouldn't use that much force on a woman.
Yeah,
you should
so
be
I mean,
like defending yourself. You should be like a wall. You know, you should you can't go through me.
What number is that? Oh, no.
Yeah, so brother Al, what's your thoughts on this whole situation? Do you think that black men are the ones failing? Because I think 100%. When I used to go down London, Reading wasn't so bad. I think Reading had a couple black-owned cosmetics and hair businesses. But when I went to London, all the big stores with all the hair, the beauty products and everything, they're all owned by specifically Pakistani, Bengali, or Indian men. Even men, not even the women, right? And I didn't see a single black-owned shop in London. Again, I didn't walk through the whole London, right? But what do you think's going on here, man? How come black men are letting women down here by not actually having our own shops?
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Clear. Very clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. It is one of those videos that is actually heartbreaking again. Because I live in the UK myself, and I'm very familiar to Peckham. In fact, my people, I happen to be one of the first black people to settle in that borough. Then obviously follow Caribbeans, Nigeria.
He's a Peckham right now.
Yeah, I can hear them. So I know the area very well. I can walk up in that high street, even though I grew up in Bristol, without bumping into family member. The sad fact is, when I look at it, first of all, is the lady still in the goods? Is she still in the good?
Wow, he's in the hood, boy. Wow.
Can you mute your stuff? Was the lady stealing the goods from the shop?
What did you say, Al?
Was she stealing the goods from the shop, or was she trying to buy the stuff?
Yeah, I think I forgot exactly the exact story that people are saying. I haven't done my deep dive on
No.
story.
She bought hair extensions, right? For some reason or the other. Okay, she came back and requested for a refund. A refund was declined, and we don't know what happened. We don't know the narrative or the exchange and all that. But I think she was provoked at some point, and then she decided to grab the another product, and I think the guy wasn't having it, and that was when the truffle came about.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that. I mean,
well, on that note,
Mm-hmm.
because see, when I see this kind of videos, I like to know exactly what happened, before emotional about it. But based on what you said, he is wrong.
Yeah,
He is wrong,
exactly.
and also, why are we buying stuff from them? Why are we going to their shops?
I don't think that's the issue, bro. That's a total narrative.
That's the second issue. The first issue, my first opinion is based on what you said and what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
He is wrong. He is wrong. He should have been arrested, definitely.
Okay, bro. You say you say you live in Peckham, right?
I lived there before, yeah.
Okay, yeah. My
And I
mom
still
used to live
remember.
behind, literally the streets, 2 streets away from where this happened. Now, I used to say to my mom years ago,
Where you
how
where your
come
family where your family from?
I'm from Nigeria originally, right?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I'm from Sierra Leone. I'm sure you know that that area is for
Yeah, yeah,
Sierra
yeah, yeah.
Leone
The
was
love, yeah, the love, Sierra Leoneans and Nigerians and all that,
they,
Jamaicans and all that,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
That's right. Okay,
So what I'm
yeah,
saying is, I've always been
yeah,
asking myself, all the African food that we eat, it's
yeah.
only the package that sell it to us. Why?
Do you know what? I will that there are
It's
different
crazy.
factors of that. You know what the problem is? We do not understand these people, the Southeast Asian people are have always been the foot soldier of they live they the only people that come to Africa and live in
Hmm.
Africa like it's their home. Yeah, they will
Hmm.
open businesses in our neighborhood. Then they will come when we move when we live in the UK or in Europe or
Hmm.
America. They
Hmm.
will still come in our neighborhoods. They will open businesses, and they will do the same thing.
You see that? Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay,
Then that about already about them about
let me.
the relationship.
Okay, let me tell you the
No,
history of that
let me
shop.
no, but
If,
didn't
if
that tell you something about our relationship with them that we had, from the Europeans to them and to us, right?
I would slightly
I I I
disagree.
I I
I would
I I know for a fact because I know most of they're owned by Lebanese people and other Asians, right? And I know if you go to my country in Sierra Leone
mm-hmm,
before the
mm-hmm.
war, it was a similar thing. Even in Freetown in Sierra Leone, most of the businesses before the war were owned by Lebanese and Indians. But after the war, the fuller people and the business people said no, we're gonna control our market, our country's businesses and stuff like that. So now some of the Lebanese and Indian will have to buy from the fuller in Sierra Leone to actually retail. So it's our own fault in that manner.
You
We
see,
actually
you see
miss
the
opening our businesses.
bro. You
Somalis
see
in
the.
Bristol, Somalians only moved to Bristol about
Mhm.
20. The Jamaicans were in Bristol for over how many years? They was buying business. They was buying stuff from the white man and the Indians. But when the Somali moved in the same area, yeah, they was targeted by Jamaicans. Only years later, today, the Somalis actually own equal shop in my area. Just like the Indians
That
and the
that is
others.
that is
So
that is that's see what I'm trying to explain here, and what I'm going to say next here, with all due respect to if you're Jamaican or Jamaican descent. Jamaicans have come to this country from the 50s, some as early as early 40s. All they've been doing is just to entertainment and smoking their weed. Very
not
few
all,
of them.
but most of
No,
them,
no,
yeah,
no, not all of them, but most
some,
of them just wasted
some of
away
them,
the opportunity they had back
yeah,
then.
right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they weren't economically awoken, and the same thing with our people. Listen, is it not better for you to start off doing something, being an entrepreneur, than going about doing your early morning job and all that, and all sort of, and a lot of our boys are into fraud and all that. Now, that shop in question, I know the owner. The
Mm.
owner came as a refugee in the 80s, late 80s. That is back then. That is back when my mom used to live there in the late 80s. He started, do you know, he started selling vegetables. You know those attachment shops that you have on the big shops, like the phone card shops? That was how he started. He started selling vegetables. Before we know
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
he had his own his shop and all that. If I point a man to you now, he's so ever humble. He's such a nice gentleman. He owns two meat shops on along Peckham Rye. A lot of people do not know.
Okay,
Okay, so what I'm
okay.
saying is because my brother was saying earlier that how come we do not know the shop with black people don't own that shop and all that. Perhaps that was the case and all that. That is a different matter altogether, right? Economically, we are not awoken. Yeah, we're not aware. These people are very sharp. They come to an area, they find out what the area needs, and they start off. same thing with the Somalis. Nearly all of them came to this country as refugees and all that. And if you remember back then in Streatham, I know that were where they were concentrated on. They start with phone shops and all that. But today, man, most Somalians are doing good for themselves. So, reference to the lady.
Sir, I would like to provide pushback when you're finished.
hmm And the reference to the lady that got into altercation with that man before she was throttled. A lot of black women have got very bad attitude.
Yeah, they are. They actually are embarrassing us
Yeah,
as
yeah,
people.
they've got a lot of
Like
bad. A
some
lot
of
of,
their behavior,
yeah.
some of their behavior is
hmm
absolutely embarrassing, bro.
hmm
You know, like
hmm
we the one on the bus and or the tram few
Yeah,
months ago in Croydon.
yeah, yeah,
That went on Twitter and everything because
yeah,
she was
yeah.
so right. She had a child on her as well.
Very confrontational and combative. They're very easy
Yeah,
to cuss you out and all that, and then but
but
in all despite that and all that, that guy, as even as a man, has no right to throttle that lady. It's just wrong.
no,
That's
I
just my
mean
own submission.
that's yeah, that's that. No, I mean, I totally agree with most of the stuff you said. To be honest, I mean,
hmm
he should never, manhandle her like the way he did, and
hmm
Yo, when can I
that
jump in?
Yeah, go on.
it's probably in a heated moment, and obviously he overreacted. But because you said you know him, you see, this is the trouble about being emotional about stuff that you see online or on the video. That's why I always say to people, stuff that you see on YouTube or TikTok, just be careful because
No,
every
no, no. I
story
don't.
got
No,
a different.
no. I don't know the gentleman that's done that. What I'm saying is that I know the owner of the shop. He's an elderly gentleman, a perfect gentleman. He's
All
not a
right, okay,
racist.
right,
He's been used
okay,
to he's used
right,
to black people and all that. I'm sure he will sort himself out.
yeah.
They
But
will,
then,
they
but then
will
he probably got one of his brothers from his country that haven't got the same mentality
that
or haven't
things.
experienced the same
Yeah,
in the neighborhood,
exactly. That's what I'm
and
thinking.
he's holding his own views, secretly, and obviously that came out publicly, and
hmm
now
And that's bad for him. So they have to
he's making
repair that image.
now he's
Yeah.
making now he's making the owner's image look bad. It's only the people that know the owner that will
hmm
look at the situation differently. People that don't know the owner will look at the owner and his business, erase his business or something to be targeted. Because
No,
back
he's
in the
not. He's
days,
not.
that shop would have gone down. Because back, you know that anyway. Back in the days,
Mhm.
they set that shop on
Let
fire
me know when
because
you
the
guys
Beckham man, they come there and do what they want to do. You get me? But yeah, I will let someone else wanted to come in.
Yeah, I'll come in with facts and I'll come with anecdotal experiences as well. So, as I said
Okay.
before, the Jamaicans that came here in the 1950s, 1960s, yeah,
Mm.
I actually think they did a good job in the way that they stayed married, they came presentable, they represented black people well, and they did buy houses. This is facts. This is not based on stereotypical notions
Yes,
of wanted to
that
develop
I
a
agree with
super.
that also.
So I think it's very rude to assume as if some sort of genetic defect in Jamaicans when they came here in the 1950s and 60s and experienced
Mm.
extreme racism, but still managed to present themselves well, stay married,
Yes,
dress well,
yeah,
and that's true.
yeah,
Okay, now
yeah,
I
yeah.
will say that the ones born, this is the ones born in the UK, yes, particularly the ones between 45 years of age now and 60 years of age, they dropped the ball. But I will say this: they fucked up. Yes, I'll be the first to admit that. They liked white women too much. They didn't prioritize education as much, and they were living in a hostile society. But then again, so are the Indians. However, I will make a clear distinction between Indians and Jamaicans that people don't like thinking about, particularly on these live streams, because they're full of low IQ people. Besides Kaizo, Caesar, and a few others, yeah, is that the Indians that came over in the UK were oftentimes doctors. And if they weren't doctors, they came as very successful businessmen from East Africa, which was so successful that they were either expelled or when the British left East Africa, they said, I don't want to live in a country run by black Africans. I'm moving to the UK. And these are things that my mom has told me. These are things that we all know from Idi Amin. So you're looking at a group of people who were already academically or intellectually superior to the people from which they came, who've come to the UK and they've caned it. Ugandan Asians in the UK have been so much more successful than any African group, than any Caribbean group. They're in a league of their own. Okay, these are facts. These are things which you cannot argue with. These are hot, so-called facts. Now, another point that would explain why Jamaicans aren't doing as well in the UK compared to Indians is something called continual immigration. In other words, continuously, many immigrants keep on coming from India, direct Indians. We're talking authentic, born and bred in India Indians coming over here as doctors a lot of the time. Okay, so you are still seeing people who are here only 1 or 2 generations, who of course are going to succeed academically, particularly if they come from doctor parents. This is another thing that goes under the radar. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they've done well, the Caribbeans financially, especially the ones born here. No, I'm not saying that. But even despite the dustiness, still in 2021 and 2022, for whatever reason, I don't know how, Caribbeans still have high median household wealth and they still earn more per hour than Black Africans. Okay. Despite the dust. Okay, so these are the facts, and yes, Jamaicans love white women, the ones born here. But let me tell you this: if you want to know what a success of an immigrant group is, look at how the second generation, not the ones that were born here. I'm talking the ones that are second generation born in the West. See how they perform, and then you know how well an immigrant group is doing. Because I tell you this now, if I'm talking to as a guy who is half Kenyan, okay, I'm telling you this now. There's a lot of very steep westernization process that is happening to Africans born in the UK right now. It's very quick. The decline is very quick, and if you look at the outcomes, I wouldn't laugh too hard on Jamaicans and how they are now, because I'm
Julia,
telling you, Africans are heading the same way.
now the question
Yes,
is,
they
yeah,
are.
why? Because if you look at Nigerians, they claim 0.5% divorce rate, but if you come look at Black Nigerians, it's like 50. It's a lot higher than that, like 50%. So what happens when they go to the UK, like in terms of culture, family? What's happening to Black people in general? Because even Caribbeans in the Caribbean islands are doing really well. But because if
So
I, yeah,
do you know why Kaiser, us black people in the West, we integrate too much. We want to integrate too much. We want to be part of their culture too much. We show their culture admiration. Where I agree with Julia, I noticed that when I came here, you can tell that strong black culture in the Caribbean was there. It was was actually noticeable. And because I grew up with Jamaicans and all Caribbeans in the UK. In fact, I only got it's only recently I started having I got like African friends, and I was in the city when the Somalians came in, and you were right about that. They came in as refugees, and they did what they did. Basically, in fact, when the Somalians came in here and the Africans, they wasn't tolerated. They wasn't, in fact, welcome at all by the Jamaicans. That second generation Jamaican that want to westernize themselves, see themselves as others, and see Africans as below them, and they did not integrate with the right people, like the Indian people. They bring their own people over. They set their own communities, which Jamaicans did, but they lost it by bringing in other people in, other than bringing Africans. And I think that's another downfall of the. It's only recently they started noticing it, and they actually more, they make an effort to reach out to the African brothers. But before, this government came into power, there wasn't. There was more. They think, in fact, they were more likely to bring a white boy or bring an Asian boy, to their club and make him feel comfortable than an African guy. And I saw that because I grew up with them. They know my background, very well, and they know I wouldn't put up with that, and I don't tolerate it. I have to stand up for Nigerians, Somalians. I'm like, nah, it's not happening. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't actually bring some. You see a mixed race boy coming up with white boys in the Jamaican club and targeting. You see the white boy talking to a black man in bunch of black people standing there. taking the mickey out of him because he got a couple of Jamaicans right next to him. I wouldn't tolerate that. So there's certain things, and the communities, that when the African move next door, they look down on you and stuff like that. But that changed over the time, you know. But however, as you said earlier, also, their wealth, they still own, a lot of properties in Bristol. Most of the black people that own properties are Jamaican, and now the Somalis that own some properties, But if you still look at the biggest black property and the property owners, if you look at the colors and their countries of origin are from the Caribbean, so you have to give them that also. And also, in fact, I know people in Bristol that sold their houses and went to Gambia and actually, so it's a mixed picture. But however, the Africans are actually catching up with them.
But yeah, back to Kaizo's question about why is it this way. I spoke to a Nigerian guy who's an immigrant, doctor immigrant, right? And we spoke about the statistics because there's a statistic on Twitter saying 45% of African kids in the UK are born to single mothers and 60% of Caribbeans are born to single mothers. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Indians is 6%, right? So we sat down and we said, why is that? So I explained why the Caribbeans is so high, longer process in the West, hood culture permeated thanks to hip hop music, like things like this. And we agreed and we said, yeah, that's fine. The African number was a bit more surprising because most came in the end of the 1990s. So they're quite early in the westernization degradation process.
No, I don't think so, Zulia.
No, that's fact. Because if you look at the number of immigrants who arrived in the UK, it started in the Tony Blair era on a massive scale from Africa. It was the end of the 1990s.
That's not true, bro. With all due respect, I don't know how old.
Okay.
I don't know how old you are, but that's not true. Because my dad.
No, it is true.
So that's not true.
So you're saying the bulk of African immigrants came before 1990s? Are you saying that?
Well, I will say, okay. Let me put it this way. My dad's generation, okay, came to this country as a student, but they never remained. Immediately they finished their studies, they went back. I was born here. I returned back to Nigeria for my high school. I came back much later as an adult. So you will be wrong to say that the bulk of Africans started coming in the late 1990s. That's not true.
Well, I don't care what you say because I researched this and I know I'm right. But anyway,
some of those statistics are wrong. I'm telling you. It's for political reasons.
Yeah, okay, political reasons. That's right. Yeah, sure. Okay, moving on from that point there by the gentleman there. What is very interesting?
Let me just highlight one thing here. You can do your research, all of you guys, and Kaiser. Sierra Leoneans been living in the UK, since this late 17th century in London.
Yeah,
they are the first.
Spot on.
We are the first.
People, yeah,
we are the first black people, African, sub-Saharan African, actually have had a community in London.
I remember, my brother, that most Sierra Leoneans have got their roots in Nigeria. Even you guys be a Nigerian name. Do you know that?
No,
do you know that?
Okay. Let me.
Do you know that? No, do you know that?
Wait a minute.
No, I'm asking you. Do you know that? Okay, so you ask your folks, that most Sierra Leoneans, okay, it was a major port for slavery. So most slaves from Nigeria, that was how they most settlers in Sierra Leone right now, 60% of them are Nigerians. Trust me.
Let me correct you. Let me correct this, right? You see, when
Brother, can I finish my point? That Kaiser asked me a question.
This is very important. It's very important. This is very important. When William Wilberforce, the British late William Wilberforce, when they wanted to abolish slavery,
Mm-hmm.
They went to Sierra Leone, yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
Freetown because
Mm-hmm.
Sierra Leone and the UK were, I don't know, basically Sierra Leone was like a second home for the British, basically, yeah. It was one of the most important country, in the world, based on the geography, to cross the
Okay.
Americas, to the Atlantic Ocean, to stop wending there to the
So is Nigeria as well. You
so
know,
no
there's
no
the
no
Atla-
no no no,
No,
what
no, no,
happened
no,
is,
no,
no,
no.
after, let me finish.
No, I'm not
So after,
discounting you. I'm not
no,
discounting you what you're saying, but it's
I
not
am
just Sierra
I'm a
Leone.
full
That's what I'm trying.
I'm a full by tribe. I'm a full
Yo,
person,
yo,
I
yo,
know.
can I make the point about the stream that
No,
Kaiser
one
asked me?
second. One. Let me just no, no. Tone is very important, and you guys. So what happened is slavery. When slavery was abolished, Nigeria was still
Mm-hmm.
selling slaves illegally. They was trying to do it illegally. Yeah. So what happened is there was loads of slaves, ships that was captured. In fact, the
Mm-hmm.
land where
Mm-hmm.
the British bought to actually use by their port area is one of my family member, which is a Fuller, which is one of the biggest family in Freetown. They're the one that
Mm-hmm.
sold that land to the British, right? So what happened is the ships that was captured that was stopped by the British, where there was so many slaves in there, and these
Mm-hmm.
slaves happened to be Yorubas, yeah. Some of
Mm-hmm.
them, most of them happened to be Yoruba.
Mm-hmm.
Minority of them were Igbo, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what
That's
happened is
correct.
my ancestors basically
Mm-hmm.
said basically rescue these people and settle
Mm-hmm.
them in the western area of Freetown.
Of
Yeah,
Freetown.
so
Okay.
that's the reason why. Yes, yeah. So
I
we
see.
settled them in the western area of Freetown. In fact, the mayor of Freetown, as we speak, she's a Yoruba, and recently
Wow.
she find out her ancestors also were Fulani from Guinea-Bissau. So our mayor and Akisoya, she's Yoruba. My best friend, yeah, that I grew up with, yeah, from young, yeah, is a Yoruba guy. He's in
Okay.
Sierra Leone. He
Okay.
never left
Okay.
the country.
Oh,
He come to
okay.
London and America. He never left,
Let's not.
permanently.
Okay. Let respect what they. Let's not go. Let's not stay away from what we're talking about this evening. Let's just
No,
return
yeah, but
back to.
I'm just letting
Yeah.
you know that
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what
Thanks for that
happened.
info. Yeah. Thanks for the info.
Did
Yeah.
intermarried with them. We did intermarried with them, over the
Mhm.
years. And also
Mhm.
we had slaves from America, from the Caribbeans, like the
Mhm.
Maroons,
Okay,
Mhm.
from
okay, 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 okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So
from all
so
over the
going back
world.
back
That
to the
spread.
go
Yeah,
back to the point.
but
But what I'm gonna say
yeah.
quickly, just a slight tangent, is I find it very interesting when I read about or listen to white people talk about the transatlantic slave trade. Instead of saying slave people, they use the word enslaved Africans, and it's interesting because that shows you the lack of humanity that is endemic in loads of continental Africans. Whereas the white people would use the word enslaved Africans and basically say these people were brought into slavery for a period of time and therefore enslaved, as opposed to just saying that they were slaves and therefore the people who come from them are slaves. And that's an interesting term. Enslaved versus a slave is a very interesting term. Anyway, but back to the point what I was going to say about
Yo,
why the
Kaiser, play
African
the video, man.
why is the African divorce rate so high so early in the immigrant journey in the UK? And me and my Nigerian friend discussed this at length, and he used the word poverty, but I said, well, to be honest, Pakistanis and Bangladeshi women are the poorest in the UK, and Pakistani and Bangladeshi household wealth is almost equal to Africans in terms of the lowness. Like the child poverty rates for three groups are the highest: are Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and African children have the highest poverty rates in the UK. So it's not poverty because Pakistani and Bangladeshis are as poor, if not poorer, than Africans. So, and their divorce rates and single mother rates are way lower, just over 10%. So it's not poverty. We know it's not poverty. And then we ask another question. I said, well, the African percentage includes Sudan and Somalia, both of which are Muslim countries. And as we know, Islam is a protective factor against single motherhood. So if there's so many Muslims in the black African population in the UK, so Somalis, Eritreans, Sudanese who are black Africans and they're Muslims, it's still over 40% so early in the immigrant journey. So what's going on? That makes the numbers even worse than what they could be, right? And then we think about the whole Western world versus ancient world culture. So obviously Europe, Asia, Africa, these are ancient world cultures, whereas United States, South America, Caribbean, these are Western. Okay, on the Western coast side of the world, in general, there's more female rights, highest single mother percentage. That's just how it is on the western side of the hemisphere. It's a lot richer than Africa as a whole, but the downside is there's more single parents because obviously the traditions are less because these countries are younger. So if I compare Africa to, let's say, Indians or to Chinese or Pakistanis, that's a fair comparison more so because these are old world cultures. And even then, the numbers are much worse. So we have so the only explanation he gave, and he's an African who came here as an immigrant, as a doctor, right, is that the women realize instead of getting their ass beat, and that's what he said. He said a lot of African women get beats because Africa's quite conservative and patriarchal. So instead of getting beats, these women realize, hey, I don't need to take beats from Olufemi or Adeoye. I don't need to get my ass beat. I don't need to have to deal with him cheating every 2 months by going to his second or third wife. There's no polygamy in the UK that's legally. I'm going to dump his fucking ass. I'm going to kick him out the house. The government supports me. I already could get enough money legally or via the government or benefits or have my own job, and they get rid of the man. And he told
Yeah,
me he's
actually,
noticing that.
Zulia, it's kind of crazy, right? Because I used to, when I was lecturing at some university in London before I came to Kenya, I was living with a guy. I believe he was from India. Yeah, he was Indian, and he used to get contracts with the government for housing immigrants. Right. What he told me is that Somali community specifically, they get the most houses. Why? Because guess what? A man is married to 4 women, but that woman hasn't got obviously legality, right? Bigamy laws in the UK, you can only marry one woman legally, right? So all the other women who were claiming that they were single mothers, so they were able to actually amass the whole government help. So these women were getting 6-bedroom houses, 5-bedroom houses because they're single mothers and they got like 10 kids. So the issue is, though, I did realize this, that a lot of the men are actually coming back to either Kenya or Somalia because they realized that they couldn't. It's basically the same issue that happened with Black Americans is happening to their community. That's why in Kenya there's the Somalis who are building stuff are from America. The ones from the UK specifically are known for being dusty. So it looks like the whole Black UK community is definitely getting the dump.
Yeah, I agree, man. Thanks. I appreciate you agreeing with me. It's nice to have someone agree with
Yeah,
anything I say.
I think that's a good shot there, man. It's not easy in the UK for Black people. Trust me. There are a lot of laws that's in place to actually make things harder for them. I saw it is regardless of the government. It seemed like the UK is, the kind of, the racism is actually in the system. you know. So for people that actually don't know how to navigate it, they will suffer in the UK, man, big time.
You
But
guys love
saying that
crying,
the
yo.
UK, the
Why do you
UK
guys
is
like crying
actually
so
better
much,
at,
man?
no, but
Yeah,
what
can I
the
ask you
UK,
something? What to you
huh?
guys in the UK? To you guys in the UK, why do you go to a white man country and they cry why the white man doesn't like me? I just want to know why.
No, you're not
No, I
listening.
mean he
It's
doesn't
not
like
about
you. I'm
crying the
not
white
saying
man
you.
doesn't
No,
like
no, no,
you.
no.
I'm talking.
I'm saying he doesn't like you. That's
It's
true.
about. It's
But
about.
why
It's about
cry about it?
we're talking about. We're talking about. We're trying to. Yeah, we're trying to untangle the machine. It's not about complaining or we're just trying to
Okay,
point
but
where some
okay,
people are
here's my
failing.
point. Here's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
What are you expecting? Like white people to like you? Like, bro, you don't look like them, bro. Like that's what I found
I
weird
don't
with this
listen to
conversation.
me. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. I'd never expect them to like. I know, deep inside me, and I know they don't like me. I don't try to get approval from them. What I'm trying. That's the reason why I'm saying. That's really why I said, if you listen to the show from the beginning, why are we, putting our money into their shops? And also, why are we so, desperate to integrate, and letting outsiders in our communities, for them to actually come in and take over?
Hold on,
No,
you just
no, no.
I rather,
That's
see
not
me,
my point. That's not my point. That's not my
I rather,
point.
I
My
rather,
point is this.
I
You
rather,
there is
I
no
rather,
such
you're
thing
not
as a
making any
black
point.
community.
So far, you're not making any point.
My point is this: there is no such thing as a black community in a
Okay.
white owned land. You are either a slave or you're a white man in a white man's land. There's nothing else. There's no such thing as my community. You are an immigrant in a European land because Europe is for Europeans, Africa is for Africans. That place should never be seen as a community. That is place
What
of
what what
refuge.
what,
Where
what country are you from? What
I'm
country?
from Zimbabwe.
What country are you?
Zimbabwe. I'm from
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Didn't you have white community in South Africa?
Yeah, in Zimbabwe. I'm from Zimbabwe. What are you talking about?
No, but didn't you had white community in Zimbabwe? Didn't you currently have white community in the southern in your region in South
Yeah.
Africa
Then they all
and
got kicked out, man.
and
They all
Namibia?
got kicked out
And,
back to where they
but
belong.
they're still in South Africa. They're still in
I
Namibia.
don't. I don't. No, no. They went back to the UK. In South Africa, they're Dutch. They're Boers. They're not the same people.
Yeah,
Those were English.
but yeah, but
English
they
went
no,
back
but
to England.
the ones in South Africa, I don't know Europeans.
Why are you talking about? We're talking about Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans kicked the
No,
white people out of.
but is
What is the point of this, bruh?
before
My point is
no,
this, man. You will never be liked there.
no basis. You just coming here trying to pick on people and trying to make up some
I'm not
bullshit.
picking on anyone but white people, bro. I just said white
You
people
have
don't like you.
You're not coming up with any point. I understand this is
My
not.
point is that you can never have a community in a white man's land.
I understand.
You're saying, what are white people doing in Africa? I'm saying they're visiting, they're immigrants.
I understand that. But remember, there are black people that have been there for like and maybe over
That does
over
not matter.
300.
That does not matter. Your
Black people.
skin tone is what determines your land.
They
Oh
had
my
a
God,
black.
man. Go be a
Yeah,
slave,
but
because that.
I understand that, but
Hold on,
why
hold
they,
on,
why
hold on,
listen to me?
hold
While they're
on,
still in our
hold on,
while they're
hold
still
on.
in our land, claiming our land, I will be still here claiming my own peace. Yeah, I'm not a coward.
Oh,
You
hold
understand?
on. They had
That's
a black
our
president in the
mentality.
United States. They had a black president in the United States, did they not?
And what changed?
No,
Exactly.
he's not a black.
And and
He's
and and
biracial.
and, and, the, and the and the prime minister
And
is
he's biracial. He's
is
not
the
black.
Indian guy.
Oh my
So
God, man.
you, so at the end of the day,
And they have
have
an
you been to
Indian prime minister.
Have you been to
They have an
Bradford in
Indian.
England? Have you been to Bradford?
Hold on, guy. They have an
Yes, but
Indian.
like, what changed? One man.
Can you
He's
hold
right.
on,
What
guy?
changed? Nothing.
Can you hold on? They have an Indian prime minister in the UK. They have a Pakistani first secretary in Scotland. They have a Pakistani first secretary in Scotland. They've had a black president in the United States. So saying that ethnic communities don't have places in the West, that's not the evidence.
Okay. I mean, I hate to agree with the
He's
vendor,
just
which is
talking
Mosander,
rubbish.
but he's right. I do think he has a point. I mean, dude, I know a lot of these Africans coming to the UK now, like to pretend like they're gonna end up like
What do you mean? I'm
Ugandan.
not gender, bruh. I'm black. I'm a
Okay.
black man. I don't do that shit anymore. It's worthless.
Okay,
I'm a
fine. Because
nigga.
you used to live in Pretoria, isn't it? That's where you live, isn't it? You live near in
Wait, how
Pretoria,
do
isn't
you
it?
know me, bruh? Where are you from? What?
No,
You even know?
I have a good memory. I remember you said that you live near Pretoria and that you're vendor or something. I can't remember. I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, I'll be
Yeah,
honest with the
yeah, yeah.
Africans.
I used to live in Pretoria,
Yeah,
but
so
that's irrelevant. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I agree with him because I think a lot of Africans in the UK seem to believe that they're going to become like Ugandan Indians. Well, it's not going to happen for two major reasons. One, the UK is becoming a poorer country and is less relevant on a global scale every day, bit by bit.
No, no one think like that. Why we make it comfortable for ourselves and our people, right? That's what you need to do. If you cannot do that, then you're a failure. You have to make the best
will
of
never
it.
listen.
If you
Listen,
go to Bradford,
listen. Let me tell you something that happened last year. South Africa actually has an oil plant. Yes, South Africa has an oil plant in America.
England.
Guess what America does? Wait, bruh. When you have your assets in another man's nation, that man can just seize it with no question asked. This is the stupidity of these Africans. You keep thinking that you building infrastructure in a white man's land is going to give you some level of leverage because you're going to shame him. You're a fucking nigger.
No
you
one
own
is
nothing.
that. No one is saying that.
The idea, bro. Like, let's be honest, bro. The idea that you can actually beat the same people that have all this military power, all this might all over the world because they allow you to be gangsters in your neighborhood. Do you genuinely believe that the crime that's happening in the UK is happening because white people are failing to be able to stop the black gangs, or is it that they want there to be crime? Like, there's a reason why Crips and Bloods exist, yet Iraq and all these Afghanistans were taken down in just weeks. America, UK have a lot of power to take down crime and whatever. They will make sure it exists domestically as long as it disenfranchises the blacks in their nation because you are not a native in that land. If the UK had a bunch of white people moving in, I'm telling you there will be no crime
No,
there.
no,
Because the truth is
no,
they will
no
treat
one is
them as
saying
their own.
otherwise. No one is saying otherwise.
My man, you are the one saying otherwise, talking about building up the UK and having your community in the UK. No, your community
Did
will be
anyone
Africa.
heard me say
Bro,
about?
thank you, bro. Can I
Did
just finish my
anyone
point?
heard
Sorry.
me?
I think something happened to my
Guys,
phone, yeah? Back to my point, but please, you guys have been on the channel for a while, man. Like, just somebody new, just say something for less than a few minutes, yeah? Look, you lot keep saying this, and I keep hearing from this Zimbabwe brother attacking other, people from the UK, black people, yeah? My point again is to you guys. We've been here for what,
I'm not
30 years,
who did
50
I
years?
attack, man?
Bro, relax, man. Can I just have a point, bro? Please, man, don't just jump the
let
bullet.
him talk.
Here's the point, mate. I'm saying we've been sending you guys money, $100, $200, $500, whatever it is monthly, yeah? So right now you here shitting on us while we've been sending you guys money. The question is, you saying the Europe is a shithole for us black people to live in. But what have you done with our money that we've been sending? Our hard-earned money. What infrastructure? What have you built with that money? Have you done something for us to come back home to?
Yeah.
How are we gonna come home? Have you built some road? Imagine this, bro. All of these people in diaspora, if you put all that money together on a monthly basis, that's close to $1 billion, mate. At least $1 billion gets sent into Africa
Yes,
from people from
one question I
diaspora.
want to ask you.
All this money transfer.
What
are you guys doing with that money? You're surely not doing nothing, bro. You're not doing nothing for people to come back home, and you here complaining about us being in Europe. Bro, it don't make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? You lot are the one in Africa.
Point number one.
You lot are the one in Africa. You there living with the you vote. You queue up for 2 days to vote for a corrupt leader. You be standing in a queue for 6 hours to vote for a corrupt leader.
Point number one.
So, man, I said what I gotta say, bro. That was my point.
Point number one. Point number one. Can I finish?
And guess what? Mr. Zimbabwe, point number one. Since you actually mentioned what you just said about about white people, us West week and so on. Right now, Zimbabwe is being exploited by what? Who's been exploiting your country right now? Who's exploiting your country right now?
These niggas will come here, talk all that Pan-African Mugabe was a hero, whatever. And then
Mugabe died, yeah? Mugabe died, yeah? Why are you laughing about?
You better get that. Look, bro, here's the point. Here's the reality, right? This is what I want to finish by saying. At the end of the day, the amount of money Europe takes out of Africa, it's laughable to talk about 100 billion in donation. Europe literally makes over 1 trillion. No, that's the fact. Africa.
But what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? You just sitting there, brother, and fetching water from the river. What are you doing about it? You there fetching water from the river, putting water on your head, carrying stuff on your head like it's a hood of a car, right? And you talking about Europe stealing stuff, brother. Come on, let's be real. Bro, this is the time, you call some people from the diaspora. What it is, you African, I know what it is, bro. You are jealous because we here. That's what it is, bro. You want to be in our position. That's what it is, bro. You don't want to be carrying water on the head on top of your head. But the point is, bro, you have been there for all this time. What have you done in Africa? You're not online. You're here talking about black people in Europe, bro. At least we're in the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? The beast we know, we're in the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, bro, you all the way over there, and you're suffering, bro.
They're cowards. That's why, cowards.
And that's why, brother, he's attacking you, brother. Let's be honest. That's why he's attacking you. He's thinking, I wish I was in his position. This guy. My cousin, no, what he's saying, brother. Let me just say, the last point. He's thinking, my diaspora, right? This man has to send me money. So this idiot here from diaspora, I'm talking to somebody from diaspora. That's how he's thinking right now. I haven't received money this month from a family member. So he's pissed off with you.
Maybe someone let him down this month, Yeah, he's pissed off.
100%, 100%, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
He's trying to take out on you.
You sound like you from Sierra Leone. You've got a really good IQ. I give it to you. Where you
Bro,
from?
it's not even. It's not about being from nowhere, bro. This is where we're doing the same thing this guy's doing to again, and I hear this a lot
Yeah,
from a lot these channels, especially this channel, people from Africa, right? Not people from
yeah.
diaspora. They will. They
What
they kind of jealous somewhat,
where in
man.
Africa you from? Where in Africa you from?
But I'm from the horn of Africa. But again, that's it's something the white
Yeah,
man gave me that name. We all come from
yeah,
Africa. It's
yeah.
nothing called Somalia, Kenya, this and that. That don't exist
See? Yeah,
He's
in my
gone.
category.
you
Yeah,
get me.
that shit don't
He's
exist
gone.
to me.
Is a white man. Is a white man that came and split here, innit? The Berlin Conference.
Come
He
on,
came
bro.
and split
That's
the
how he
plate,
split us up. So how can I
and
accept
that's why I'm
something?
asking my man. That's the reason why I was like, why is he talking rubbish when he got white people that call his ancestral land around that region home? Yeah, they live in
Yeah, yeah.
Namibia, Botswana, South Africa. The millions of Europeans call that place their home as we speak, and then you have the audacity to come here and say black people shouldn't have no
Brother,
right to have a community.
let me just be honest with you. You
It's
see what's happening in the country right now. You have white people, some dentists, some guys who's a dentist or some mechanic or whatever it is, some white man who's going on holiday, who's got a bit of money, right? Guess what he does, brother?
Okay.
He will book from Europe, wherever he's living, yeah? He will book a elephant or a rhino or
Yeah.
lion or giraffe, right? For game hunting, for hunting for
Yeah.
sports.
Mhm.
So this guy will come to Africa, into Zimbabwe, because it doesn't happen in Kenya. It's hell no, you cannot come into Kenya, a white man, and shooting animal for fun, right? He will come into Zimbabwe, shooting a rhino or a giraffe, whatever, right? Lion. But guess who's holding his gun?
Yeah.
Like, when they're playing golf, that's always that, the guy who's carrying the clubs, the clubs,
Yeah.
the golf clubs, the guy that's always walking behind. That's somebody that always carries. Who carries
Yeah.
the rifles, the hunting rifles? Zimbabwean people.
Yeah,
Zimbabwe are
that's what they
helping
do.
him killing his own animals, and they're
You
here
know,
talking about
Do
people
you
of
know?
diaspora, my friend.
I saw a documentary on few months ago about Zimbabwe, how the country has been exploited by Indians and people from United Arab Emirates. You know what they do? They just go in there, they buy loads of gold, and they put it in the plane. Yeah, signed by the president and a couple of ministers, and they just jet out with the whole thing. It doesn't go through the system, ministers and the president. Then from there,
yo,
you go to the Indians, and it goes to the Arabs. This is the kind of country he's from, and the system that he's actually living under. And you have the audacity to come here and talk rubbish. On
yo,
that
yo,
note, whatever he said, I'm gonna just be quiet. I'll let him
yo,
talk. Let him talk to me.
yo. Since we're talking about documentaries, I watched a DW documentary earlier this year, German news channel, and it was on Namibia, and it was one of the saddest things. And this is why I get upset when people always laugh at African Americans and other blacks of the transatlantic slave trade, because this was in 2022, and there were two Namibian black guys who wanted to go to see the ancestral land of where the ancestors were buried, but that land was owned by white people, and they had to knock on their door, ask to book an appointment, and pay in order to go onto this. I think it was acres and acres of land to go and pay respects to
Yeah.
the ancestors. And when you see stuff like this in 2022, I said, "Oh hell no, this is sad, man." I was like, "This is not." It was so sad that I couldn't even laugh, man. It was just not. It was embarrassing.
This is what I'm saying, though, bro. These people, and it's coming here, and it's this is. I mean,
Wait. Are you
just
talking
look at
about
the
me?
black people, man.
Are you talking about me? What did you say? Send me the link to this Zulu. Or let's tell me the documentary. So there's a guy who had to pay white people to go see
Yeah,
ancestral
I'll
land.
send you the
I'm
documentary.
talking about the guy from
I'm
Zimbabwe.
hopping off now. I'll send it to you. I'll put on the chat. It's a DW documentary on Namibia, man. And bro, it's a rich country, but man,
No.
those white.
What should I look at on YouTube?
This
What's
is
the
why.
YouTube name?
This,
What's the
It's
YouTube name?
DW.
Wait,
It's a German.
this is why.
DW. It's a DW.
DW. Okay, so DW Namibia Black American or something.
No, Namibia DW documentary. That's all you need to type. There's no
It's
Black
not Black
Americans.
American.
Oh,
It's a Black African. He's not allowed to go in his own ancestral land unless he pays, and that's in your own territory, bro. In the Southern African region.
yeah. So what?
This is why West Africa, we should be proud of our
Okay,
ancestry.
but here's the
That
bigger point.
fought these
Do
people
black
out.
people? Here's the
Yeah, we
point.
never
Here's the
settled
point.
and settled in our land in peace, man. We actually make
Yeah,
sure
but
they sat and hot
look,
fire.
look,
And we
look.
chase
Not to
them.
defend it or anything,
Yeah.
but the truth is, no one is stressing over
And you
land
think
they can't go
Mugabe
to in
is the
Africa.
icon of Pan Africa? Are you dumb?
This is not a listen, bro. The truth is this, right? It's why people are having some land somewhere where it's a business. I don't think it's just land; it's a business. It's not the problem. Goddamn fucking Africa. There's plenty of open land for black people in fucking Africa. All that other shit is just YouTube on the media because there's majority of land in Namibia, in Zimbabwe,
I don't know
in
if you
South
got English,
Africa
but I can't
is
really understand
owned
what you're saying.
by the government. You can listen. This is the point. You people are fucking stupid and cowards. If you think it's a lot easier to build in the UK than to build in Africa. Let's be honest here. Like, do you genuinely believe in all of Namibia that there are no black-owned land where black people are building it? Like, let's be honest here, dog. Like, the idea that you
No, we're
feel
not
like
saying,
it's
we are not
in
saying that.
Europe,
That's not what he's saying.
Europe,
That is
where
not
they
what
can
he's
freeze
saying.
your assets.
Don't
Come on, bro.
listen. Don't twist it. That's not what you have to listen. Maybe Tony, you should actually explain to this. Really, I don't know if he's a dumb fool or a clever guy. I don't want to be insulting people, but this guy is just coming here trying to distract the show. But you should explain to him again what you just said about the poor Namibian who wanted to visit the ancestral home, so you understand what we're
I
trying to say.
heard what he was
And please,
saying. I'm saying that is a word that I get his point, but that's not the whole of Namibia. He's probably
why are
talking
you
about
trying
a
to
place
twist
where
the
it's
point?
a resort.
Yeah, so
That
why are
does
you
not.
trying to
Okay,
twist?
how much land do you own? Okay. How much land do you own in the UK? If we're gonna make it equivalent, how much land do you own?
It's that guy again. UK, my friend. What's it got to do with you? What he's got in the UK, my friend. My question is, what have you done? All of that money that people from diaspora have been sending you. What have you done
You
with that
ain't
money?
saying shit, man. Shut the fuck
Well,
up,
no,
man.
your family
Zimbabwe
members,
is
people
sanctioned.
outside.
Zimbabwe
How do you
is
survive,
sanctioned.
bro?
You cannot even
What are you
send money
doing?
there.
What are you
have to
gonna do,
sell
mate? You
gold.
still fetching water from the river, bro.
We sell gold. We sell
Forget
gold.
apart what's
We
happening.
own
Why is he got something in the
Zimbabwe
UK? Ask him
gold.
why is he sending money in Africa for people like you. You know what I'm
Sending
saying?
what money?
And meaning like that, it might be his own family members, but the point is, bruv, what are you guys
You
doing
are
with
a
that money?
coward.
You're
You're
not
a
doing
fucking
nothing with that
coward.
money.
You are a
Coward,
coward
you
that
see what
ran
I'm
to a
saying?
white man's nation. You're a fucking coward, man. You're a fucking
Yeah, man.
coward. That's what you are. You're a quere who ran to the
I'm a
fucking
proud
white man's
coward, bro.
land
I'm a
to
proud.
get fed.
At least I'm
You're
holding it down,
pathetic.
bro. You know
You're
what
a
I'm saying,
pathetic
bro? You hear talking
That's
shit
what
on
you are.
people
You're
from
a
diaspora. But
You
what
are
about
a
you, my friend?
quere.
Right now in Zimbabwe, you're doing game hunting. You carry the white man's rifles and that, shooting your own elephants and that.
Can it,
You know what I'm saying? You're literally shooting your own elephant like a water boy. Imagine that. Look at the reverse racism. 2023. White man is walking around Africa in the bush in Africa looking for fucking some elephant. And that Zimbabwean is gonna say, give me that rifle. Yeah.
This
You know what I'm saying?
stabbing the white man.
Literally killing his own animal for the fun for the white man. For the pleasure of the white man. The white man shooting the elephant, the rhino. You think you can do that in Kenya or East Africa? Anywhere in East Africa. You cannot do that.
You're a coward, bro. You're a
It's
coward.
not possible. Ask Kaizo if I'm lying. Kaizo, can you do that in Kenya?
Shout out to Kaizo. Shout out to UFC. Shout out to all these people still in Nigeria, still in South Africa, still in Zimbabwe.
What does that mean, though? What does that mean, brother? What does that mean? Still in Nigeria, dude. What does Nigeria got, my friend? Forget about Nigeria. What does Africa got right now? You guys have wasted your time. We've been sending you money for the last 4 years. What have you done with that money? You're still begging. You still thinking about who's going to send you $200 end of this month. That's all you care about. Lies and manipulation, mate.
He already said it, man. He's
plotting, my friend. This guy is already plotting. He's thinking, which cousin should I ask this week? Which cousin should I ask next month? Oh, where am I gonna get this money from this month? You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing that person in the diaspora have to work for that money. I didn't try to disrespect people, man.
So the Somalis shitting on Africans right now. That's who you are, right? You're Somalis now shitting on Africans.
Watch that. Brother from the UK. Watch his tactics. You see, watch how he goes. Watch. This is what we have in Africa, my friend. Imagine this. This was left in Africa. Why is people like this left in Africa, man? These enemies of Africa. Why are they still there, man? Why didn't you just, my friend? Why didn't you just jump on a boat? Why didn't you come to France, man?
Where you guys from?
Why don't you try?
Why are you from?
Why don't you try
I
like
told
your
you
other people,
where
man?
you from? Where are you
You know what?
from?
Let's yeah, Kaiser.
My
Kaiser,
friend, there's no
let's
point telling
get
him, my
Louis,
friend. What's the point
get
telling
Louis
him?
on.
I'm from Wembley, brother. You know Wembley, London, Wembley, man.
Guys will get loses for this guy, man. You know these South Africans, they quick get rid of this
Hey,
Zimbabwe
I'm
guys.
not South African, man.
Nah,
I'm from
brother,
Zimbabwe.
it's calm, brother. You know what it
No,
is,
that
brother? It's good to have people like this. Because what it is, brother,
guy.
we need to
You
understand, bro.
motherfuckers
This is
ran
our
to
enemy,
the
bro.
white man
Let me tell you what's
country.
going on, brother. You see, when you
That's
come to
why you
Africa,
and
you see,
me,
when you come to
Kaiser, we're
Africa,
still in Africa.
you see, when you come to Africa, the white man that come in, let's say you and the white man come from the same country, right? The white man have got more respect from this guy than you as an African. You see, when you pull up, let's say you go in, let's say this guy working in
to a white
immigration,
man's
yeah?
nation, man.
You pull up your
You
British
ran.
passport. A white man pull up his British passport. The white man will have
ran from
a
a
faster
fucking country.
entrance into Kenya or into Africa than anyone else. You know what I'm saying? You is gonna say to you, why do you have the passport? Why do you have European passport?
You're a
But the
coward.
white
You
man
ran
is
from your
easy access, man. Cowards, bro.
You
Look what he's saying,
ran
man.
from your nation, man. You ran from your nation, man. You guys do not want to build in
You
Africa.
ran, my friend. You ran. You ran for yourself, man.
White women.
Go and help your animal, man.
That's why you want to marry white women. Fuck you, man.
1 minute, 1 second.
You hear that, bro? You hear what you said? Whatever. You hear what you said? You want to date white woman? You see, I told you he's jealous. He wants the white woman. He wants that passport. He wants to come here. He's jealous, brother. You just heard what he said. He's jealous over the white woman.
Guys, fuck that Becky, and then say you're jealous.
Can we get back on topic?
They fucking free Jesus, and they think you're jealous.
Can you get back on topic? Yes or no? Otherwise, I'm out.
Bro, you literally fuck a fridge and you're talking about how jealous I am, bro. Bruh, I'm in Africa with black people. You have to go to a white man's land, run away from home, talk about your community in the UK. Are you fucking kidding me?
Brother, you never know black people, man. You never know
Africa.
Kaizo,
right now, you're outside. You know the white hotel. You know the hotel.
It's too late for you to tell them to get back on topic. They've already ruined the session. So yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the topic, man.
Yeah,
you still want to talk about that?
It's already ruined. One man. You should be careful. You let
that woman got strangled in the UK. The woman got strangled while the strong black men like Al and Akuku were there. She was getting strangled while you niggas were just over there watching. You strong black men in the UK. You ain't do shit but talk. Who's on you? Who's on your money back to Africa? What the fuck you do with that? Right? If you know what I mean, right? Your fucking fake accent.
This guy, this guy would sacrifice his life to get a white woman. This guy literally swim in the Atlantic Ocean, bro. If you knew a white woman is on the other side, you would literally swim over Atlantic Ocean.
Shout out to all the African Kaiser. Shout out to the real Africans, man. Not just fucking runners here talking about my community in a white man's land.
The people in Africa don't even want you. You are useless, man. They don't want you in Africa. Even the people in your own country, they don't want you. You have to depend on somebody to send you monthly money. Somebody else's money, my friend. What kind of bitch ass nigga are you? You have to wait for somebody to send you money every month. Without us, you can't even survive. You know it's true, bro. You have to wait for that text message. Is a Western Union? Is a money ram? What is a Revolut? Every month you have to wait for something.
Nah, man, that's a low ball, man. What the fuck, this guy? They say I have to wait.
Okay, forget about that. I want to ask you something. If I'm Zimbabwe,